Hi guys, it's Dana and I thrift vintage and modern clothing that I sell online and in person. I'm going to share my reselling process of what happens after I thrift and before I ship. The first step is that I count my items and I collect all the receipts. And I do this in order to get ready for my bookkeeping, and then I can find out what my average cost of goods is. So when I sort, it is kind of a good idea to have some OxyClean and some scissors with me. So in case I do see, like for example, some stains, I can go ahead and just quickly stain treat while I'm sorting. And scissors are for cutting off tags and things, especially the Goodwill tags. So sorting is really important to separate darks and lights and maybe heavy duty fabrics versus delicate fabrics. So I put them into different piles. Okay, so the reason why I wash my items is that on eBay there's a used clothing policy, and it says used clothing must be properly cleaned and include a statement that the item has been properly cleaned. So what I do in my listings is I have templates for all the different kinds of categories, and right here, where is it? Oh, item has been cleaned per eBay standards. I put that kind of in the description stuff that goes below, and this is kind of like a boilerplate statements that I have. And then for Poshmark is less, the language is less strict for Poshmark. So when I looked up like policies for Poshmark, it just, it's under the what can I sell on Poshmark tab, and it says in general pre-owned items can be listed on Poshmark if they are clean and in good condition. All items must be clearly and accurately represented. So here's some products that I use to wash my clothes, and what I've been using lately is this clear Alif. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I just get this on Amazon, and it's those laundry detergent sheets. And I don't know, to me they work just fine. And they are small, compact, and supposed to be better for the environment. So I'm happy about this. It's perforated, so there's two sort of little sheets here, and you just throw it into the washing machine. And I use a lot of this spray on OxyClean for really tough things that need soaking. I'll use OxyClean, and I'll kind of mix it with other things as well, like maybe baking soda, vinegar, things like that. And then there's this other product that I've tried before. It's called Perwall Renew, and supposedly it's supposed to renew like dark colors like black and things. I really haven't noticed a big difference with it, so I don't use it that often. And for the most part, I just maybe try to avoid picking up really faded blacks and things like that, unless it's, supposed to be faded blacks. I don't hear a lot about whether resellers clean their items. And if I do hear, everyone seems to have different cleaning processes. So I'm going to share what I do. First off, I avoid picking up dirty and smelly items. I wash all my items in cold water on the delicate cycle. And I dry items on the delicate setting as well. I do this to try to avoid damaging or shrinking items. So what about dry clean items? If it's an item that will sell for a good profit margin, I will have it dry cleaned. If the profit margin or sales price is low, I'll wash these items on the hand wash setting, which is the most gentle setting. If the item is really delicate or has a lot of embellishments, I will instead thoroughly steam it inside and out. Oh yeah, and I also use dryer balls and tennis balls inside the dryer because I find that it helps speed up the process. After I wash the items, I go ahead and lay the items flat, one on top of each other, and what happens is this kind of the weight of the items straightens out any wrinkles or some of the wrinkles. And then I also will hang other items for steaming and or drying. I also will, while I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and check for flaws. Oh, can you hear Sven? Oh, oh. Yay, Svenny. Hello, Mr. Howley. Hello, Mr. Howley. I know. You're alerting your dog friends. Yes. What's going on here, huh? What's going on in Oakland? Oh, hello, buddy. Yeah. Thanks for howling with me. I love that. Okay. Oh, hey, Ariel. Hey, girl. Hello. Hello. So I use my iPhone to photograph from, and you can see I use the square mode, and I'll take photos with several different exposure settings. I shoot the entire image, and then I do the top half, and then I'll do measurements. For dresses, I'll do chest, waist, and length usually, and sometimes hips. In regular just shirts and things, I'll just do chest and length. Pants, I'll do waist, rise, and inseam. Also, you can see that I have my photo station, and I have a vertical flat lay sort of board here, and it's just a really big piece of foam core board, and I wrapped some white felt fabric around it, and I use 5 different work lights that I got from Home Depot, and they were like $8 each, and they have a clamp so it makes it easy to move around, and I use daylight LED bulbs in them. So yeah, and then after I do the measurements, I'll turn it around and shoot the back, and again, do the half close up, and then the full entire image. I also will try to take some detail photographs as well, kind of show or highlight interesting parts of the item. Oh yeah, so now I'm going to shoot the label. And what's nice about having the board on a diagonal with the felt is that oftentimes the garment will kind of almost stick or stay up on the board, so that kind of helps when photographing. Okay, so then after the photos are all done, I go ahead and bag items in reusable Ziploc bags, and then that's a scale. I turn on the scale, and then I grab a clothespin with a SKU number on it, and then I go ahead and take a photograph of the SKU number along with the scale, what the weight of the item is, and that'll be a photograph that I keep in the listing. Okay, and then I add that to the pile. So here are some of my inventory bins, and these were the men's bins, so there's 9 of them, and I decided to switch it up so that I combine men's and women's now. It's hard to keep the two apart and grow this inventory system, so it's much easier to have it all together. So this is my women's inventory right here, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 times 6 is 18. Is 18 bins here. And so what I've been doing lately is I've been adding all my newly listed items, men's and women's, all together. And I'm still keeping the clothespins with W's and M's for now, because really it doesn't really matter what this number is. It just helps when I have it up on this in the listing to help me find the item. So here's our tailor stitch jacket here, and it has its SKU number, which is M106. It has today's date as the divider here, and further over here's another divider which has the day before, and then all the items are stacked vertically so that you can see every item in here, and then also you can see the SKU clothespin. And so let me just count how many are in here right now, and actually more can fit, but it just gives you an idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I think like 2 more can fit. Actually more can fit in even here, so I can scooch everything down. So I would say it's about 20 items, 20 to, depending on how thick or big the item is, can fit into each of these bins. So I'll also insert some video of how I consolidate the bins, and that process is a bit tedious and I don't know, time consuming, but I don't do it very often. I do it about, I don't know, maybe like once a month. And then what I do is I do a smaller consolidation of maybe just, I don't know, maybe 6 to 9 bins at a time. And then, once a month I'll do the entire thing. To consolidate my inventory system, I start with the oldest bin, which is the one that's to the far left on the bottom. And then I just keep moving items into that older bin, and everything just slides in and stays in chronological order. So this inventory system is date-based, and because of that, because it's date-based, it is pretty easy to find things. But because it's date-based, that's the reason why I have to move things over so that I can have space on the far right side. So the trick for me is to make sure that I'm putting the right inventory in the right bin, if that makes sense. So if I do it out of order, then it really kind of would screw up the whole system, and then I wouldn't be able to find items. So whenever I consolidate, I have to make sure that I'm really focused and paying attention. Okay, so that was pretty fast. I have a folder on my desktop called Photos 2, and I'll just go ahead and open that up, and then I just grab and drag and drop basically. Okay, and so that's all of them. So ready to for listing. Okay, I'm going to just, after I do that, I delete all the photos off of my phone because I need to free up space on my phone. Okay, and then let's see, what time is it? Okay, maybe I can do this real quick. So I'm a very slow lister. I'm not fast at photographing and listing. Okay, just organize things. I usually have 2 screens open, but I can't share my screen with 2 monitors open. So let's see. So we have our tailor stitch item, and it's in the folder. So I just go ahead and highlight all of them. I'm going to go to my eBay where I always start my listings, and I do create listing. I have templates, so this I believe should be a jacket. It's a little bit tricky because it almost looks like a blazer, but I think I'm going to call it a jacket. And so I have all these different templates that I created, and I'm going to look for men's coat. It's the same thing because it's under the category of clothing, coats, jackets, and vests. But my shortcut name is men's coat. And then I'll go ahead and do create listing. And this is where I drag the photographs onto the listing. And for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up and I'm going to start the title. And the title is very important. So I always start with the brand and then what the item is. So I'm going to just call it jacket. And then the gender. And then the size. I cannot remember the size. So one thing I do is I open up all the photographs and then it collects them in this one thing. And then that way I can look. So the size is 42 there. Just stick this over here. So I'm gonna put 42 and it's like a dark blue, so I'm just gonna say blue. And I believe it's 100% cotton. And this is where I go and it's organic cotton, so 100% organic cotton. And then I try to put some keywords in to describe this. But what I could also do is try to figure out the style, if it has a style name. And I don't think, no, there's no style name on the tag. So what I can do is I can go here, put a little darker one, and I can do a Google lens search. So I drag one of the photos to Google and then right click and do search image with Google. Brings up the image and then it brings up items that are online that look like this image. So this is hard because this image is so generic looking. There's nothing really kind of outstanding about it, which is too bad. So it's harder to go and find an actual style name or a model name. I did see one on Depop right here, Tailor Stitch men's lightweight jacket. I don't think they have. Oh, it's interesting. Is this the same thing? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So they buttoned it all the way to the top. That's why it looked kind of different to me. Navy jacket. They have this, the Ojai jacket. Okay, that's great. In organic navy foundation twill by. That's very good. So I'm going to just copy and then open up another tab. As you can see, I load up and open lots of tabs, which really surprises some people. Let's see, I'm going to go X. Okay, let's see what happens when you do that. Oh, okay, cool. So here it's actually on the Tailor Stitch website, which is awesome. The Ojai jacket in organic navy foundation twill. This new is 188. Go back to that first one. Yeah, that looks, this is it. So that's great. So I can, at least I know what the name is, and then what I can do is I can check on eBay. I'm going to close this out because I don't need it anymore. Oh, whoops. Maybe I do need it. Well, let's grab this again. Copy. Okay, I'm gonna grab all this for now. Put that there. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back to this. Let's see. Okay, so on eBay, what's listed is 37 that has some form of this title. And what I'm really pretty interested in is what the sold comps look like. And there's only 2, so 37, and then there's only 2 sold, so that's not great sell-through. But actually the ones that did sell have pretty good sold pricing, so that's great. And I'm just kind of looking at it. So what do I want to do? I'm thinking maybe I might want to list it at like 98, because I do offer, oh yeah, see, or even, yeah, 98 probably is not that bad. Okay, yeah, okay, so I'm going to go ahead. For now, I'm just going to leave this here, and then I'm going to put this here. I'll fine tune this a little bit later. I'm going to just put down, well, let's go back. Okay, let's fine tune it now. So tailor stitch jacket, men 42, the Ojai jacket in organic navy foundation twill. Or I can just say, you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm just going to put Ojai. Organic cotton. And I can also put twill. Okay, another thing I'm going to do. Okay. I just want to save the whole title that's on the website somewhere, and I'll put it down in the description. But so, Ojai organic cotton twill, and then from here, oh, forgot blue, men 42. Maybe I can. I don't know. I always put blue rather than navy. Something's happening upstairs. 12. I can put unlined, which is not that interesting. I could say maybe lightweight, and then maybe modern. Yeah, I think that's good. So that's my title, Tailor Stitch Jacket. Copy, I copy it, and then go ahead and hit these things, and then I like to see, so the SKU number on the clothespin is M106, so I type M106, and then I put the date, and that's the 2 numbers that really help me find the item. 0501 2, 4. And that's my custom SKU label right there. Okay, tailor stitch jacket. Oh, let's see. I wish they had a basic, because this kind of doesn't fall under anything, or a lightweight jacket. And there's, you know what, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll go to see what's sold, like the Ojai jacket here, and then I'll go and see what category they listed in. And so here, you know, it's that. They put jacket style. They put chore jacket. So they wrote in the name rather than choosing one of the drop downs, which is interesting. Okay, and it looks like they either did used AI to come up with the description, or they grabbed it off the website, which is something that I probably will be doing. I'm just looking and seeing what they did. Medium, large. I wonder if I have a size 42, but many people don't really know what that, well, okay, so this person did 42 large, so I kind of like that, because many people don't know what 42 is. So if I do large, see how that goes. Size large, 12. Okay. And since I made a change, I gotta recopy it. All right. I wonder if it worked. It worked. So let me check one other comp. I'll do, this one's a pre-owned, and see what they put as the style. They did the same thing as chore jacket. Interesting. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same thing and see what happens. If it doesn't move, then I can fix the listing later. But large cotton, there's no insulation. Theme, outdoor and classic is good enough. Lightweight, it's also, I'm going to say all seasons. It's breathable because it's cotton, it's collared, and it's also, oh, it's also organic. I just pick whatever's relevant. I think that's probably it. Yeah. Type. There's no twill. Oh, it's here. Outer shell material. Okay. Outer shell material. Oh, I see. This is actually fabric type. I think it's almost like a canvas. Buttons are definitely accents. Can't remember what it's called. The Ojai. Organic. Oh, it's down here. Ojai jacket. Jacket. I'll just do that. And then I'm going to skip that. I don't know if you guys can hear Sven is snoring. Poor little dude. All that howling tuckered him out. Closure is button. You know, I'm gonna put, even though it's not a heavyweight, it's could be worn with a sweater underneath. So I think that it could be winter, depending on where you are. I'm gonna think it's spread. And then chest measure. I hate it when the photo goes yellow. I don't know why it does that. Something about the iPhone. So this is 42. Just size 42. Okay. That's good enough. I mean, I could put, no, I'm not gonna do that. All right. In good condition. And then now what I do is I put what the material content is. 100% organic cotton jacket. That's great for many occasions. Oh, hi, Jane. 12. I can add more info. And let me just check. Here it is. Oh, see, it is a chore coat. Easy to dress up or down. Abundance of utility-focused features. Is rendered in organic cotton twill. It's reverse engineered from dead stock military fabric. Wow, cool. So it'll stand up to years of hard wear. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of an interesting detail. I'm going to just grab that copy. I usually copy things here and it takes away any font choices. X. And then I can place it here. So this one, I think they had other ones that sold for, so I'm going to say 90. I'm going to do 98. And it's going to be for tomorrow. 5. All right, and I know the one, so this is where the scale comes into play. So this is 1 pound 3.8, so I round it up to 4, and then I add 2 ounces, so that's 6, so 1.6. 1.6, and I add 2 ounces just for all the packing stuff that goes on it, and then just extra wiggle room. So I'm not going to put the package dimensions because I'm not sure what, it kind of depends on where the customer lives on what I'm going to choose, but most likely I'm going to choose Ground Advantage because that's what I've been choosing pretty much every time. Sometimes I do flat rate padded envelopes too. Okay, so that's done. And then I make sure my return policy is 60 days. Yep. And then I do promoted listings. What's comfortable for me is doing 7%. And this is something that everyone should know their numbers, what they can afford to do for promoted listings. So for me, 7 is okay. And then, I need to deal with all this. So remember how I take lots of extra exposure photos? Because my iPhone, the colors shift a little bit, and I like to um, choose what seems the most true to the item as well as what looks the best on screen. So this one is, wait, let me see what, I think number 3, 1, 2, 3, this one, or even this one's okay. Well, I'm gonna go with this one. So because my background is white, it looks gray for whatever reason. So I do a little bit of a light exposure correction, and I'm not changing the color of the item, but just the lightness, darkness of what's going on here. So it takes away a little bit of the gray overcast. I'm going to save. So you can see that this background looks lighter than all the other ones. This is too light and too yellow. This one is good. I like that one. I'm going to hang on to that one. This one's too dark. This one's way too yellow, yellow, yellow. This unfortunately is too yellow, but it's the measurement one. So I'm going to just get rid of all the yellow ones right off the bat. And then this one I'm going to put there. So this extra one, I'm going to, because all the half close-ups were yellow, I'm going to take this one and make it a close-up because it looks pretty good. And this one I don't change the exposure. So everything after the first two, I try not to touch the exposure just to save time. So this one is 1, 2, I think this one. I'm going to go ahead and change the exposure a little bit. I think that's okay. And then I need to do, I think the same thing that I did to that one, because let me just do a, no, it's a little bit too small. Okay, so, and then I think this one, okay, it's actually a little bit too light. Okay, see how that is? Okay, that's okay. Oh, see now, what happens when it rolls like this, it means that something screwy is happening with eBay. For whatever reason, it's not taking the change that I did on my picture. So what I try to do is I try to remember to just save for later, because if I keep going, sometimes it doesn't take any of the additional work that I've done. Okay, so yeah, so now it stopped spinning. Yeah, see, it didn't take my edit to this one, so I have to redo the work. So that's why I have to really pay attention, which I didn't pay attention to. Okay, and then this one's a little too light, so let's just do that. I think that's kind of close, yeah. Okay, and then I take a, this is a pretty good detail, and I put it in the back of the scale picture because I don't know, the scale picture as the last picture, sometimes I think on the phones that's what you, the last picture you scroll to, and then you find the written information or something, and I don't want this to be the last thing that people see, so I'll do a detail at the end if I can, if I have the time. This one I already have. So here is the care tag right here. And then sometimes I'll just kind of zoom in on it. Okay, and I don't do a pointer. I have my, my ugly hands in the photograph, but I just don't have the time. Okay, so that's that. And then I could add this too. This is just a photo of the inside just to show. Okay. So now kind of do a once over really quickly because I have made many errors, whether I'm just tired or not fully paying attention or my mind is wandering because I don't know, this part of the process is not my favorite. Just double check. Yeah, I have that, so that's fine. And also, as you could see, I had to do quite a bit of research to just get the name, so that, took a little time as well. So that kind of, makes me slow too. But hopefully, if it sells well, I feel like then the effort, the time spent is well worth it. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I got that information. I have that. So it's going to be scheduled. So right here is schedule your listing. And I really do try to do this, schedule my listings and then have it launch at 5 in the morning. Okay, so that's all good. And then I go ahead and list it. And then it says your listing has been scheduled. And sometimes I make a mistake and don't fill out that schedule part, and it'll say your listing has gone live. And then I'm like, oops. And then I gotta go in and end the listing and then schedule it, which is just an extra step. So I try not to make that mistake. So that's one listing, just to show you my process. And then listings, now if we go to scheduled, there should be this one listing ready to go, and then I'll just keep adding my other 5 to this bucket here. Yes, so that's my reselling process after thrifting and before shipping. And so it was pretty condensed or concise. And if there's any part of the process that you'd like me to kind of elaborate on or something, let me know down in the comments. Or if there's any other kinds of videos that you'd like to see, also let me know. So anyways, that's it for now, and thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.